Today is a new day. I'm excited, Brandon, man. Kicking off new season, episode 21 of the Monday Mindset podcast. What do you think of the new setup?
Man, new season, new setup,
Come on.
new episode, ready to go.
Kind of get a little bit more of a connection here. Yeah.
This is the real FaceTime. The OG FaceTime.
That's right.
Not on your phone.
That's right. Right across from each other. Monday Mindset is a conversation, offers reflection, encouragement, and next steps to kickstart your week. And let's give a huge shout out to our main man, Mason.
That's right.
Mason
That's
working in the
right.
background. Mason makes this all happen. He's the one that got our dreams to come a reality. Put a huge shout out for Mason in the comments.
That's
like
right.
it for Mason. Come on, Mason. We appreciate you, my man. We appreciate you.
Killing it.
Killing it.
Killing it.
Brandon, you excited?
I'm ready to go.
New season,
pumped.
man.
I'm pumped for
I'm
it.
not gonna lie. That last episode was probably one of my favorite ones that we've
Oh,
done.
it's so much fun.
Loved it.
So much fun.
Celebrate the day.
That's right.
still
We
think-
celebrated too with that cookie cake.
So good.
It was pretty good.
So, without the icing, we took the icing off, and things was better. But new energy, new commitment to change our mindset and your mindset.
Yeah.
So pumped up, man. Pumped up. So let's talk about that last episode. What does it mean to celebrate the day? Let's fill in that blank. Let's fill in that question. What's it mean to celebrate the day?
I mean, it's really acknowledging the day and living in the moment and actually taking the time just to realize, hey, God has me here on purpose, for a purpose. And if I have breath in my lungs, man, I'm going to live today to the fullest. I'm really celebrating everything that God has done. A lot of times we complain instead of celebrate. And so really celebrating the day. We talked about a little bit how, man, some of the things we complain about now, we used to pray about before. So we wanted them, and really just having that mindset shift to saying, you know what? Man, today's going to be a good day. We're going to celebrate it.
That's
the
right.
highs and the lows, we're going to
That's right.
celebrate it.
I love the saying we said, today is a gift. And we have to keep that in mind. Today is a gift, and man, we're just going to make the most of it. So what we want to do over the next 10 weeks, man, this season, we're kind of starting a new thing, trying to call it season. So for the next 10 weeks, we're going to be keeping that in our background, celebrate the day. We're going to fight for the mindset to challenge ourselves each week with a word that shifts our focus and perspective, that we have control and power to make today special. So let's dive into it. Today, the word is attitude.
Ooh.
Attitude.
Ooh.
What kind of attitude you got? You ever had a bad attitude?
Yeah, I've had a bad attitude. I've definitely had a bad attitude.
Once or twice.
Yeah. You have attitude problems.
Oh, yeah. Mom said that a few times
Yeah.
for sure.
You watch your attitude. What are you talking about, Mom?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That tone right there.
That's exactly right. We see that with even my 3-year-old. Whoa, like you kind of hear like, what is that tone?
Yeah.
Watch yourself,
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
When you talk to me that way.
And it bleeds over so much.
Yeah, it
It
does.
bleeds over
It
into so
does.
much.
It does. Why does attitude matter? Why do you think that's important?
I think it's important because it does bleed over so much. I think it affects those around us. It affects our perspective on life and what the day looks like. Talking about celebrating the day, man, if you have a bad attitude going into it, I'm telling you right now, you ain't going to be able to celebrate it. Like,
No.
it's going to be tough to do anyways. At
Yes.
least. So it matters because not only does it affect you and your day, but it also affects those around you and their day as well.
Yeah.
So your attitude, it matters.
And we know this. That's what,
Yeah.
like, whenever you start talking about words like this, it's like, it doesn't take a rocket science to come up and say, wait, they may have a bad attitude, but I'm not really sure. It's like, no, you know if somebody has a bad attitude or they have a positive attitude. Let me ask you this. Do you focus on possibilities or problems?
Oh gosh.
Possibilities or problems? Where are you at?
I would say majority of the time it's possibilities because I'm a dreamer. Like I love dreaming, and I dream about a lot of things without looking at any problems. And I'm like, oh, we got to go after it.
Yeah.
But I'm a dreamer, so I look at a lot of possibilities like, oh, is it possible? Okay, we're doing it. But it seems like, but that's more of like in the day-to-day life, even with like work and things like that. With myself, I look at the problem more. I magnify the problem a lot. So I think it just depends. Like with me, like if it's other people and it's other situations that, like I said, work, things like that, I like to look at the possibilities of what we can do. But myself, ugh.
It's hard. It's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
I can go back and forth here. Depends on what. I don't know. I kind of follow you. If maybe you're dreaming there for a second, it's like, oh yeah, sky's the limit, baby. We're going to continue. And don't let anybody try to bring you down. Sometimes you'll have that. Somebody will start bringing the problems into your possibilities. And then, but I will say I'm also that person sometimes too.
Yeah.
I'll get in this idea. Somebody would start dreaming or somebody start thinking. And then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, but what about this? Or what about that? And sometimes there's a balance between thinking about problems.
Yeah.
And just trying to think about maybe hurdles that you have to face in your life sometimes.
Do you run into this with being a person who does like to dream as well? That it's like I'm dreaming, and then the first problem happens, and all you can think about is all the other problems ahead. I do that a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just get so defeated and deflated, and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it is so healthy though to recognize, hey, there are going to be problems. But how can we go about them?
Right.
And so, I'd say we're pretty similar in that.
Pretty similar, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got some friends, man, though, they're just like, no dreaming. They are just, you bring me an idea to it, and I'm just going to dissect it. But here's the cool thing. Possibilities and problems aren't necessarily negative one in themselves. Not always. Problems can be good, but you can still approach that in some ways. But the problem comes whenever you begin to see problems as a drop down maybe in your attitude and your beliefs about what can be. All you see is problems. You don't see the potential. Your possibilities get hidden by the problems, right?
Yeah, that's so true.
So you already hit on this. Attitude, is it contagious?
Oh, yeah. Super contagious. I mean, think about it. What do they say? A smile is contagious.
Yeah.
If you're smiling, man, your attitude's probably in a pretty good place.
Yeah.
Or have you met a person that I'm kind of this way, actually. I'm an emotional person. So have you, like, someone's crying and then they just cry and it's like, why are they crying? Well, it's just, they're.
Look, a lot of my eyes are starting to like tear up right now thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, so like that right there, I mean, your attitude, like it obviously affects it. Or, oh my gosh, basketball games.
Yeah.
One person gets mad.
Yeah.
It's never just one person yelling.
No, never.
It's
never.
the whole group.
Absolutely.
And leaving a game that you should have won that you lost.
Yeah.
Oh, that attitude right there is contagious. You go to eat after the person's late with your meal, you're furious.
Yeah.
It just ruins everything.
Dude, think about like work environments, attitudes, man. Those things are contagious. You just have people come in, man, they're just toxic. It's just nasty. It's bad. Nothing good. You just avoid them. Try your best just to avoid those people.
Put your head down.
But a lot of times it just begins to spread. Before you know it, you got a culture.
Yeah.
Just negativity, bad attitudes. Families. I think this happens even in families.
Oh, for sure. Sparks family a little crazy up in here. I just let you know. Yeah, it is like it is contagious.
Everybody's
wild.
happy. Everybody's happy. But sometimes you come in, everybody's got a bad attitude. Man, the thing will spread like fire.
Or just one person has a bad attitude.
Or just one. That's so true.
Because then gossip, you start to talk, everyone's attitude changes, stories are brought up.
So true.
It's contagious.
So true. Absolutely. Big time, though. Big
Yeah.
time. So I started looking into this idea. What does it mean to choose an attitude? Do you have a choice in your attitude? All of these things to make a mind or to change your mindset at the start of the day. Your attitude is going to be one of the first things that I believe that comes into it. You start your day and you're like, is my day full of possibilities or is my day already full of problems?
Yeah.
And you have the mindset that's going to shift between both of them. Yeah. Not saying that you don't understand you're going to have hurdles or challenges, but you still are hopeful and have those possibilities that are like, hey, we're still going to make this a good day.
For sure.
But man, I believe there's two types of peoples. Two types of peoples. Peoples.
Two types
There's two
of
peoples in this
Two
whole
peoples
world.
in here.
Two world. Two world. What am I saying now?
What
People?
are you talking about?
I don't even know. Peoples. Does that work? Is peoples a word?
I mean, if it's possessive, but I don't.
Like a
Persons.
Persons?
I think persons is a word.
Peoples?
People's.
What do you mean possessive? People's
like the
things?
People's Choice Award.
Sure it isn't People Choice Awards? Choice Awards?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's the People's Choice Award. Yeah, it is. It's got to be. If not,
Comment below. I don't know. Here you are. You're getting all sorts of stuff. You'll find that I don't speak very well sometimes, and Brandon knows his grammar, so we're good.
I love English, though.
I'm going to say this as clearly as I can. 2 types of people. Polluters and purifiers. Those are the 2 types of people.
Yeah.
So let's break them down. So polluters, man, they're like a smokestacks, belching out dirty smoke all the time. Man, whenever they're just breathing toxins into the room. And then here's what you find is that when people around them breathe in their toxins, they get sicker and sicker and sicker. So there's nothing good. Totally negativity all the time. No positivity, no hopefulness, only problems. And here's the thing, man, they just let it go. Isn't that so true about polluters or people with bad attitudes, dude? They let everybody know about it.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't keeping that to themselves. No way.
They're gushers.
Yeah, gushers.
Stuffers and gushers.
Absolutely.
And they're gushers. And whenever you're around someone who's a gusher or I like that analogy with the smokestack, man. Even within that, like a lot of times, like being around it, you won't notice that you're breathing it in, that you're taking it in, taking it in. But before too long, man, you're just as toxic and everything's negative.
Yes.
Negative Nancy's. That's what negative Nancy's.
That's it.
And man, yeah, it's that right there is contagious and you don't even notice it.
Right. And then you start looking at the opposite, purifiers. Man, what I love about purifiers is that they're just taking it in. They're taking in all the toxins, all of the negativity, but do they filter it?
Yep.
They filter it, and then after they filter it, what comes out is clean, fresh air.
That's right.
And that's the most beautiful part. They make everything around them better. They take in toxins given off by others, but they filter the gloom and negativity into something that is fresh and clear. Now, here's how you know which one you are. You ready to know?
Yeah.
Which one do you think you are?
I would hope a purifier.
We hope a purifier, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been a polluter?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Tell a moment. Do you know a moment for sure?
I mean,
Let's put him on the spot.
Yeah, there's quite a few moments that I've been a polluter. But for instance, even with me and Abby, if I've had like, I'm going to use one that's silly, like legit, like it's like, Brandon, what are you doing? But like Kentucky losing a game or something, and it just ruins my attitude. And then I would get a little snappy with her, and then I noticed the same thing with her, that it, like, if something like that happened, it would go over to the rest of our whole day, sometimes weekend, sometimes a week.
No way.
And it would just be like snappy over something so silly. And yeah, definitely pollute like that, man. Unfortunately, like I've even done it like with him. You talked about it with your family, where like I'll go in and like they're super excited to see me, but I'm super down because even though before I was super excited to get there, man, I had to put gas in my car, I had to make a drive, and I'm just exhausted from a day of work, and I'm like, gosh, what in the world? Why am I even here? Why don't y'all come see me? And it just pour over, and then no one's happy. So I've definitely been a polluter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we all definitely have. I really haven't, though. I've just been straight. I'm just kidding. Man, you talk about, here's a perfect example. Last night, me and Emily, I do all the cooking in the house, so I think you do all the cooking as well, right?
We do a little
bit of mix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I became like super OCD about the food, about how it's cooked and all that. Yeah, it's still real. And so now one of the things I do, I'll try to cook, try to keep the mess down. So the boys were outside playing, beautiful day. Emily's outside playing. Here I am, I'm in the kitchen. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll fix the food. That's fine. Normally the rule is, though, whoever cooks, the other person cleans. And I'm normally okay with this, man. I'm normally all okay. Emily comes in. We finally got the boys to bed, and she just kind of walks in. She said, I'm going to take a bath. I'm in the kitchen washing some dishes. At this point, I'm saying, could you not just help? That was the one. And I was just like, whenever the words go and you're just like, no, Aaron, no, please, God, no, take it back. Because you just don't say those things to your wife, ever. You just say, hey, the dishwasher could probably be unloaded. You want me to get that? You can input yourself into the situation and not blame her. But I use those where I said, hey, are you not going to help? And here I am. I'm like, here I am. I've done all this. And I was like, can you not just do that? It was a real small moment. She said, oh, yeah, I'll get it later. I'm like, listen here, girlfriend. That would never have flied if that was my end. You know what I mean? She would have been like, I know. We're going to do this now. I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
But it was just one small thing. And here I am. I got to make a decision. Well, what do? Do I get mad? How's it all work out? One little decision, one little thing. She wasn't too upset with me. Praise God. That was all okay. But I had to fight it for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because here I was cooking, cleaning, and she was just taking a bath. Nothing wrong with any of that situation, technically.
Yeah.
But man, the attitude was bad.
And man, what I've noticed too is a lot of times whenever that happens, every little problem from that point, you'll go back and you'll blame it.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh, it's because I'm doing it on my own and I'm doing blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I understand. I understand.
It's crazy.
Completely.
It's crazy. So definitely all been purifiers, definitely all probably been polluters at some point. But here's how you know which one you probably lean more to. When you spend time with others, do they walk away feeling better or worse? That's a good one. Think about that. Do you make people feel better or worse? Do you clear the air, giving them a fresh perspective and positive, maybe some encouragement? Or the opposite, do they go away feeling gloomy, sad, down? How are you making others feel? So here's our challenge to it. Here's your challenge to me. Here's your challenge to me, to you. Here's your challenge today. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
This was life-changing for me. Life-changing for attitudes. Many people in the world mistakenly believe that their attitude is set. You believe that you are genuinely just a polluter, or, you know, that's just how I am. I just see the problems first. You try to think that these things will work out good, or you just try to make your case for the way you are.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced this? Or you ever been around people that have had that saying?
I'm just that way.
Yeah, I'm just that way.
Yeah. Wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah.
I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today.
I had somebody say that, like, I mean, their face is just like this all the time. I mean, just sour.
Yeah.
Just like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know this? It's just the way my face looks.
Yeah.
Well, you could probably change that. You know what I mean? At some point, because it's like,
let's get a facelift.
It's written all over you. It's written all over your face that you are not happy.
Yeah.
Or that you don't want to be here.
For sure.
I don't get it, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I love this aspect of it, that our attitude is not set.
Yeah.
It is not set.
Yeah.
We can change our attitude, man.
Yeah.
We can change it. I think that's a freedom that we're trying to preach today, is that, hey, we wake up, you turn on the Money Mindset podcast, you listen to what we have, listen to what we challenge ourselves with, and then we get to make a choice.
Yeah, for sure. And
we get to make a choice.
I think that even one of the things that we do so often, and it's coming from like these habits that we have formed, that we've placed, that we don't even realize what we're doing anymore, is one of the most used phrases every weekday. I gotta go to work. Mm-hmm. And just changing that perspective from, man, I get to go to work. I get to go to a place where I'm able to provide for my family. I get to go to a place where it provides food on my table. I get to do this. Man, this was once a dream and now it's a reality. Man, I get to do this. And that's one of the big things that we talk about, is having that attitude of gratitude. It's really flipping that switch from, man, I got to a get to, and I get to do this. And that's one of those things that even whenever the problems do come up, because it's not a matter of if they'll come up, it's when they come up. But what do you do whenever they're there? And it's really one of those things where it's like, man, I get to take this on. Man, I get to grow. I get to stretch. I get to, and that's where really your attitude will change. Your mindset will shift to where it's like, okay. And whenever you get to do something, like I get to go to a water park, I get to go to Disney. Come on now, I was bringing it up. That's right. So whenever you do that, man, it's exciting and it's fun, and really flipping that script of, man, today I get to do this. It just does something to you naturally that I really want to challenge you. Maybe you're on your way to work right now, man, just change it right now. Hey, I get to go do this today. I get to go in early and kind of see things from a different perspective. I get to do this. Man, I had the opportunity to drop my kids off at school today.
Yeah.
Man, I had the opportunity to put them on the bus today and make them breakfast and get them ready and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But I think that that's a huge one, is really shifting that mindset from, man, I got to do this to I get to do this.
Absolutely, man. I love that. Shift to gratitude. Definitely a perspective change, I think, for all of us. I love that so much. So we got some next steps for you to take this week to choose a positive attitude. And I want you to just respond to one of the three, Brandon, which one resonates with you, and I'll do the same. So the first one is find something positive in everything. Throughout your day, find something positive in everything. Don't choose to look at the negative, but seek out and search for the positive. And then the second one, say something positive in every conversation. Whew, that one's going to be tough.
Yes.
And then the last one is remove negative words. Remove negative words. Which one?
So for me, I would say remove negative words. I'm one of those people. I love people. I do. Like, I love people so much. However, I've found out that I can't love them the way they deserve to be loved if I don't love myself. And so for me, like, a lot of times I'm super harsh on myself. I'm negative on myself. And I mean, I've even looked back at previous Monday mindsets and been like, Brandon, what were you talking about? Brandon, why did you do that? And been completely negative on myself.
Yeah.
And it does change my attitude completely.
Yeah.
To where it's like, oh man, like,
Yeah.
I messed up. I'm going to mess up again, so on and so forth. So I think removing the negative words, and specifically to kind of pinpoint it, is about me, like myself. I used to actually do this exercise. I'm going to open up with you all. I actually used to do this exercise for every negative word that I said about myself. I had to say 3 positives.
Okay.
Yeah, and it changed real quick because I ran out of positives to say. No, but I was like, it was one of those things where it was like every negative word, and I even had accountability partners. I had friends around me. I had Abby. Anytime I would say, she would say, "Hey, we're gonna stop. We're turning down the music in the car. Say 3 positives."
Yeah.
Yeah, and so for me, I've kind of gotten away from that.
Nice.
But really removing negative words and trying to create something that's more positive all the way around.
Man, what's one of those negative words that you really kind of maybe found yourself saying quite a bit?
Yeah, I think that it sounds funny, but I would even do it like, Brandon, you're such an idiot. Like, I would say it under my breath and like talk down to myself, belittle myself, and be like, that was awful, that was terrible. And it really was rooting from, I didn't feel good enough. And it was one of those things that I was constantly doing it. And I was even got it to using it as an excuse, to where it was like, well, I knew I wasn't good. I knew I wasn't, so on and so forth. And I used it as like an excuse for anything that went wrong. But it was, and I looked down on myself bad.
Yeah.
And that was hard for me. Like, and it still is. Like, I'm still working through it. And that's why I'm choosing to remove negative words, just to surround myself with positivity.
Absolutely.
And real quick, for me, that's when talking about attitudes being contagious. That's one of the things that I noticed with removing negative words, was whenever I had positivity going in towards me, it had no other place to go but out of me.
Yeah.
So that was one of the biggest things too.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. People probably picked up on it as well, that change. You know, I love number 2, say something positive in every conversation. Finding even the silver lining, but even the one that really kind of resonated with me the most thinking through this was saying something positive about the other person in the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, just if you were having a conversation, you know, even among staff or even among friends, even just saying, hey man, I just really appreciate you and I appreciate what you do. I appreciate the journey that we've been on. You know, if I'm speaking to you direct, I appreciate you, man. We've got to do 22 Monday mindsets together. And I appreciate all the words that you say every time that we get to meet. Always love getting to hear how God's moving in your life. Those are those little things, but it's genuinely, but I mean, how often I think it changes the perspective of like, our conversations can center on us, our own issues and problems. And then we make that choice to say, you know what, I've got some things going on, but they may need to hear some encouragement today. Yeah. And so I'm going to choose to put some positivity in their life that's going to reflect a positive attitude and a positive outlook that I believe that is so important for their life. But man, I think that'd be good. I heard one guy, John Maxwell, walked into basically a podcast recording like this, and there were 5 or 6 technicians in the room. Everybody knew who John Maxwell was in the room, but he walked around to every single person, shook their hand, and said, "Hey, I'm John. Thank you so much for everything you do." I was just like, what? Who does
Yeah.
that? It's incredible.
Yeah.
But it was taking that moment, saying something positive in every conversation, having a positive influence with a positive attitude. And man,
good.
I love it. So we want to challenge you this week as we celebrate the days that God has given us. We're going to make the choice today that our attitude will be positive, that we will be purifiers, not polluters, in our work, at our home, just with our relationships. And man, we're going to make some clean, fresh air. People are going to enjoy to take in. It's going to create incredible influence in others' lives. And appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
And Mason, always love you, brother, for all you do. Let's do this next season, man. I'm excited about it.
All right.
We'll see you guys.